It's the final game of the Champions League group stage and it's all to play for. And we've changed formation. 4-4-2. Roll the intro. Hello and welcome back to the Journeyman Save. I am Cultured Leftfoot. It's a pleasure to have you with me. And it's going okay in the league. We've had recent developments, we'll get onto that. But currently 15 games into the season, we're on 29 points, 4 clear of 4th place Cologne, but 2 behind 2nd place Bayern, and Dortmund are currently the team that are pretty much running away with the league. 3 points ahead of Bayern, however many that is, 5 points ahead of us. The best goal difference. Whereas Bayern and ourselves have been sort of drawing games, Dortmund have just been winning. They've lost 3. They've lost the most out of us 3 at the top, but 1 draw. They've just been have that ability to convert their draws into wins, and it is letting them not run away with the league, but it's really letting them get ahead in the league, which is good. But in the Champions League, as you'll see, we are currently 3 points ahead of Man United. We have got Benfica to play, who have won 1 game, and it's against Man United. Man United are not doing very well in Europe this year. Although they're doing pretty well in the league, 1 point behind Chelsea, they are not doing very well at all in Europe. If we just go through their results, so they lost 2-0. They beat Benfica 3-0. They lost 2-0 to Celta Vigo. They beat us. They lost 2-1 to us. Then they beat us 1-0, and then they lost 2-1 to Benfica. It's really not working out for them at all. But we are playing some very good football as we come into this game in the Champions League. Basically, we lost 1-0 to Man United in the return leg. I think that's when we were last together. No, we were there, weren't we? We did the triple header. Bundesliga, Champions League, Bundesliga. Well, we lost 4-0 to Dortmund and got absolutely pummeled. Then we played Nuremberg in the Cup. We won 3-0. Callum Bacon getting a brace. He's doing very, very well this year. Frankfurt got a hammering, 5-0. Callum Bacon scoring 3. Udoki getting 1 and Dolberg getting another. Then we went to Man United visited us. 1-0 loss. Marcus Rashford scoring a goal. They did not warrant that at all. We were the better team. Then we played Cologne and lost 2-0, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back. That's where I was like, right, we're ripping this up. We're starting again with formation. I'm going to plan something. I'm going to try and figure out what I want to do. And it didn't work, because we went 2-2. But there were some things in this game that really, basically struck a chord with me. When I went to the analytics, I figured out what I needed to do. And I sort of started to build a formation, and that formation came to sort of fruition in a 3-1 win away at Celta Vigo, which has put us in the good position in the Champions League group. Isaac getting 2, Fidel getting 1, and McGlone getting their goal. Then we went to Eintracht Braunschweig, and again, I just tweaked with it ever so slightly, and we went 3-1 up. Callum Bacon again getting another brace, Gail David and Schumann getting their goal, and then it just all seemed to work. At this point, in this 3-1 here, we were playing a 4-2, 2 wide wingers and 2 up front. And it worked. It did work pretty well. And then at this point, against Gladbach, we went 1-0 up inside 5 minutes. Then they scored an own goal after 11. Then Isaac made it 3-0 after 12, 4-0 after 13 minutes. And all I did, I was playing quite a narrow, because you guys know, you've been watching my channel for a while, I like quite a narrow formation, so I was playing basically 4 at the back, 2 midfielders, central midfielders which are a little bit more defensive or on support duty, the 2 wingers were inside forwards, so they cut in to make it narrow, and 2 complete forwards up front. Sorry, a complete forward and a poacher. Callum Bacon was a poacher. And what that allowed to happen is the wing backs just flew on, and we're playing so well. You can see an 8.7 and an 8.4, especially for Jean-Luc Iter, who's someone who hasn't really ever performed well for me in this save, or in this while we've been at Leverkusen. And it just works so well. And I thought, well, why not try and make us a bit defensively solid? And it was absolutely incredible. 7-1, and all I did, I thought, we'll take a punt, and I dropped the advanced wingers down to make a flat 4-4-2 and put them as inverted wingers. So they still come in, they tuck up narrow, the fullbacks overlap and bomb on. 7-1. I mean, to say it worked is an understatement. It was absolutely phenomenal. And if we can look at the stats, 24 shots, half of them on target. We had double the amount of shots they had in the game. Okay, they're not, Gladbach aren't a brilliant team, but 7-1. Still dominating possession. You can see from my heat map, it covers the central part of the pitch so well, which I think is what you need to do. And even though they were playing quite centrally, we just got around them. I mean, this out here on the left-hand side, I'm not too sure why we had so much of the ball or so much positional sense out right up there and not in this gap here. But it was absolutely incredible. What a performance. There's just... I can't put it into... I mean, that sums it up. It was... Although you focus the attack down the middle, it was spread out so well because of the overlapping fullbacks. It does leave us potentially open at the back because there's literally two people sitting back and that's the two centre-backs. But this is what it looks like. Now there's loads of 4-4-2s going around Football Manager at the moment, and they have done previously. We keep, we pressure them high up the pitch. We prevent them from playing it out from deep, so they try and have to do their goal kicks long. We keep the ball ourselves with shorter passing. We're still running at the defence because we've got skilled players. We're getting stuck in because I like our players to get stuck in, and everyone's allowing to be a bit more expressive, and we've dropped it up to very fluid so people can cover and run everywhere. And we're playing standard because the control isn't really necessary when we're already doing the shorter passing and we're lowering the tempo and we're pushing them so high up the pitch. But it's not something I read lots of Football Manager stuff and blogs and things like that, and there have been people out there that have helped me get to this understanding. But this took about, I'd guess, between 45 minutes to an hour and 45 minutes. I lost track of time when I was tweaking and figuring out what to do with things and figuring out who can play where and who can do what. I mean, we don't have the perfect fits. If we play everybody that's our starting 11, it would be Sven Muller there. Anthony Martial would start there instead of Dolberg. Havertz would start on the right-hand side as an inverted winger. He prefers his left foot. He likes to cut in and get across there. Douglas Luiz, he's starting because we bought him and we paid pretty big money for him for 25 million. But he's doing very, very well. He has good stats in this position as a ball-winning midfielder. I mean, it's apparently his least favourite thing to do in there. But he's good at marking, he's good at tackling, he's got good teamwork and positioning. His pace is good to catch up with people. It's just very good. And then Weigl is just absolutely sublime. He's got Bayern Munich interested in him. I told him he can forget about moving there. They haven't given up in the interest in him. His stats are superb. Martial, we know, is going to be good. Callum Bacon is on absolute fire. 7 goals in 6 appearances in the league. And if we look at his all-time, 14 goals in 9 starts, he is you are, I should say, Callum, because I know you're going to watch it. You are absolutely incredible at the moment. Isaac up front's doing well as well. And then on the bench, it's just strength in depth that we've got. And I'm going to, if this tactic can keep up doing what it's doing, I'm going to be very surprised if we're not pushing for the league title this year, because it's just been so good to see the football we're playing. But anyway, enough about singing my own praises tactically. I apologise again, I'm not going to be answering a lot of questions. I'll try and get some done in this video, but it's only going to be a very quick video for your Friday viewing pleasure. And we're just going to do the one game against Benfica in the Champions League. And if we can, we'll hold on and see if we can get to the Champions League group stage draw. But I'm not promising anything at the moment. Sorry, my taskbar's just popped up for some reason. But we'll get into the preview. So we beat them last time. Both of us come into this in excellent form. We are the odds-on favourite playing at home. I mean, that's quite clearly a click clash. I don't know why that's happening there. But yeah, their biggest strength, they're a close-knit bunch. Their potential weakness is crossing. So let's see how many goals we can get from crossing at the moment. Right, we need to sort this team out because I've just messed it up a little bit. So Jean-Luc Iter is going to come back in at left back. Lovro can drop to the bench. Dolberg is going to come in on this left-hand side, being right-footed and likes to come in. Gal David, Matas, Havit, Fidel, Carrasco, Lovro and Leno on the bench. Baker and Isaac up front. Dolberg, Luiz, Weigl, Havertz, Iter, Udoka, can't say his name, Eric Bailly and Benjamin Heidrich. So Lovro was the centre-back. He had a couple of bad games. Udoka come in, has been playing really well, so that's why he keeps his spot. I'm excited. I'm excited about this game, and Football Manager can do that to you. It does. It can really do that to you. They line up in a 4-1-4-1, looking pretty defensive, and we'll just crack into the team talk again. Yeah, assertively, go out there and keep this run going. I think we've been really, really good. Couple of things to note in this. Callum Bacon, you've got a massive pay rise. I think you're on like 43 grand a week now because you've played a lot more games than I thought you would have done. Yeah, everyone's been really, really good. Jan Petrick and Brett Higgins. Brett Higgins, you're moaning a little bit about not getting enough football, which is understandable. Now we're playing a formation that doesn't have an attacking midfielder. I can understand that, but you are getting a bit of game time. Jan Petrick is still bloody loan offers for you all over the place coming from Holland. But as Weigl gets it into Dolberg, ball across, Weigl will pick up the clearance. He gets to the edge of the box. Will he shoot? He does. It's a poor effort. And we continue into the game. But it's been very, very good. So I'm just going to have a little quick look at some of the comments on the last video. So apologies for that noise there. What have we got? There's not much on there. So Weigl out to Isaac. Isaac runs down the wing as a complete volley into Bacon. What a save that is from the goalkeeper. Magossi makes a fantastic save from Callum Bacon. Havertz, ball in. Peralta heads it away. Weigl picks it up. Gets in. Ball back across. No one attacking the back post. And that was a wasted opportunity indeed. So Brett Higgins has asked, how are the patrons developing? What are your projections for their future? Including Marco Toss from Inter. Any chance of signing him? I don't think we've got a chance of signing him for Leverkusen. He's doing very well at Inter Milan. I have checked. He will probably be a signing if we go to a bigger club than Leverkusen. I'm talking like a Man City, a Man United, Chelsea, Bayern, potentially Juventus, Inter Milan themselves. Who knows? My plan is when I go to a club that where I can take the Patreons with me, they will join me at that club, like I did for Jan Petrick at this one, like we've done for, well, Billy Leftfoot isn't a Patreon, he's obviously my son, but they will be following me around. When I can take them with me, they will be following me. As Dolbo puts a ball in, Havertz with a header, save, oh my god, he picks up the rebound, and as you can see, we are totally dominating this game at the moment. Thierry Agbodo says, please check the history of the leagues. I will try and remember to do that after this game or in the next episode. That is not a problem, my friend. So, on to the previous episode again. You can hear my voice in the background as I load them up. We've got lots of people replying to the kits question I asked, which is really good. Brett Higgins, again, really appreciate your answers to that. I mean, the Nigerian 94 was an amazing kit, as I think Yadoki has just got sent off in the first half, which is good. We're going to have to see how we cope in this formation. Callum, you're coming off. Sorry about that. With a man light. Let's see what happens. That's not very good. Oh, I'm getting a repeat view later on because you fell asleep. Excellent. Jan Petrick's happy with the transfer business. Not sure about Eric Bailly. He's been an absolute beast. He's not doing very well this game because it's a live com, and live coms don't like to go the way I want them to. But Eric Bailly has been a beast. How many years, from My Team FC, says how many years does Ibra have left in the tank? I think it all will depend. I think if he gets another major injury, because that injury, like, it didn't ruin him in United. It definitely affected him. You could see he was never the same when he came back, whether that was because the physios rushed it or Mourinho rushed it or whatever. But I think playing in the MLS and then maybe moving to something like, well, maybe not China, but, you know, staying in and around the MLS, he's definitely got a couple more years in him. He would have signed a 2-year contract with the Galaxy. And I really hope he does well over there, because I think he's just good for football in generally. And the stories you hear about how he talks to apprentices and young players and young people around the club and gets involved with everyone around the club, it's really good to hear that sort of thing about a professional taking that interest in players and in youngsters that are in the teams, because I think a lot of people think footballers don't give enough back, so it is good to hear it. As Isaac gets the ball, knocks it down to Weigl, out to Havertz. Look at that space on the wing. Havertz, ball in, Isaac's there, shoots and fires it in the corner. He was having a bad rating at half time, but we finally take one of the chances that we've created, and Isaac puts us 1-0 up and in command of second place in this group. So he actually nodded it down very well to Weigl, out to Havertz on the right hand side, who he sort of stopped, didn't quite cut in, but he did stop and then laid it back with a good ball across the box, and Isaac was not going to miss that there. So I think Ibra has got a good couple of years in him left in the Galaxy. I think he'll do very well for them out there. So we need to look at the other result here, because I think Man United are drawing. If Man United can get a goal, they have got a goal, which means we go up into top spot, which is absolutely superb. I might look to make a sub. Do I want to make a sub? No, everyone's playing okay. No one's looking too tired with 10 minutes to go. But this is looking very well. Caballero over the bar. It looks like Celta Vigo have now equalised. They have, which is annoying. Guidetti getting the goal for them. And I'm wondering if Man United manager might get sacked and it's a job we could potentially go for at the end of the season. Caballero comes forward into Luis, Butnik, out to Cardoso. Up it goes. Heinrich intercepts well. Back to Maganales and ball out to Dolberg, who wins the header. Isaac comes down into Havertz. We've got runners going forward. Isaac, Douglas Luiz. That's an absolutely woeful finish. That is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Into the last 5 minutes, and I think we will take Douglas Luiz off for that. So Carrasco's going to come on in the middle. And who else should we do? Jean-Luc Iter is going to come off. And Thiago Matos is someone I've played at fullback. I quite like the old fullback at holding midfield and holding midfielders playing at fullback. It's just something I do. I do it generally with my football team in real life as well. Carrasco to Havertz. Havertz to Isaac. He's got Heinrichs on the overlap. Ball across. Dolberg knocks it down. What is Dolberg doing? Why has he not just put that away in the back of the net? Very odd decision from Kasper Dolberg, that. But it looks like we're going to hang on for the 1-0 lead with 10 men. Although there is a minute left and Benfica have a highlight. Cardoso into Luiz by intercepts very well. Back to Magnales. Ball out looking for Havit, but Isaac brings it away. It was a good header from Weigl. Dolberg on the left-hand side. It's blocked. Matos picks it up into Weigl. Weigl round the corner to Isaac. Isaac to Dolberg. Dolberg's in on goal. Squares it. Havertz is there. It's 2-0. Kasper Dolberg, again, not being greedy, but this time works out better. Look at these stats. 4 clear-cut chances we've created. We are absolutely dominating it. Weigl round the corner to Isaac. Good little run through here from Dolberg. Dolberg knocks it down, squares it across the goal, and Havertz is there to fire that into the empty net. 2-0 up. 10 seconds to go. Champions League knockout rounds. Here we come. And I've got a feeling Celta Vigo have lost, which means we could well indeed top this group, which is absolutely brilliant. If you think about how this team started with our first loss, and Celta Vigo lost 2-1, Lukaku scoring 93rd minute penalty. Oh yes, big Rom, that's what we like to see. So we triumph with 10 men. We go really well. He's an important player, of course he's going to return. It was very well. I thought we played very well. It's fat sign to be able to say that. You must be proud. A lot of teams would have folded. Who do you see as the World Player of the Year? Let's just... I do love Paulo Dybala, so we'll just say him. Leverkusen, 1.33 million. Udoki's banned for 1 match, so we'll just give him a little warning, because I don't want to annoy him. We qualify for the first knockout round, which is very good on goal difference, which is really, really good. Let's just see the draw. When is the draw? I think there's... Yeah, so it's after the Augsburg game. So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to leave the episode there, and... Thank you very much for watching. It's been great having you here. I'm really enjoying the series, really enjoying your comments below. Let me know, who do you think... I was going to say a question, but I can't think of one. Let's just end the episode there, shall we? There's a little bit of a blip for me. Hopefully you've enjoyed the 1 game episode. I know we did 3 last time, 3 games in episode last time, 1 this time. And it's going well. We've got quite a good run in, I think, until... the winter break. Yeah, Ingolstadt and Leipzig, 2 games, and Augsburg, 3 games we should be winning, 1 of them in the cup. And then when we come back, it's Bayern and Schalke, and that will be our games. That'll probably be the next games we do, unless I leave it a slightly longer break. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, because we'll have a Champions League game to do in February at some point as well. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm rambling again, and thank you very much for watching, guys. It's been a pleasure. But for now, I'm out. Cheers.